guys, welcome back to my channel, to one of my all-time favorite videos that I get to film every year, and that is our curriculum choices. So this year, I have a third grader. Okay guys, I can't believe that I have a third grader. And those of you that have been on your own homeschool journeys, you know what it feels like when you start to see your student getting grown up and all of those, moments of time where you think are eons away are now upon you. So I have a third grader. We've been homeschooling since the beginning. He has not been to public school. So, I was really excited to get some stuff for his school year this year. So in this video, I'm just going to share with you just a rundown of all of the curriculum that I've picked for him. And then in future videos, I will look a little bit deeper into each one of these books and resources. If you have something that you're more interested in, then you can click on one of those videos. I'll make sure and create a playlist, I think. Maybe I'll just put it in my resources playlist. I already have one of those. Anyway, then you can choose whichever ones that you want a little bit more look into to decide if it's something that you want to do, okay? So, in no particular order, in a future video, I will go ahead and share with you how I'm gonna organize our third year, school year. And I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about it. There's some things I wanna switch up, but like this board right here will not be here anymore coming next year. But in the meantime, you get to see what we did last year. Okay, so I have this like box of things down here kind of on the floor so that I can reach all this stuff. To get started, so for the summer, which for me right now is still in the future, I have our usual summer basket and our summer plans. I will link another video of what I put in our summer basket in the future. I'll just film one for you guys so you can see what I put in my summer basket. But a really brief introduction is that we do summer school, and I am gonna do this as an Evan Moore resource. Sorry about that glare, you like that? I did get some external lighting though, so that's good. So this is Evan Moore. I got one of these for my daughter who's going into, she's like between kindergarten and first grade, and then I have this one for going into third grade. So we will do one of these every single day, and then along with some other stuff, which I'll share with you. So we do have a summer school. It's not like we're just gonna be jumping into third grade after several weeks off for the summer. Okay, that being said, I should have organized this before we got started, but there's a particular book that I'm looking for. So here it is. Okay, so first subject, let's talk about Bible study. So this year for Bible, we are going to be doing the Word of Life Ministries, and it's just a daily devotional book. I don't have it yet, so I can't hold it up for you, and this is the time I have to film this video. But it just has a passage that you read, and then just like a quick little devotional question for the kiddo, and they have it aligned across all age groups. So I got one for my daughter, and then it's like Little Gophers 4 through 6, ages 4 to 6. And then I got their one that's like second to third grade level, I think. And so both of those, they follow the same scripture. So I'm planning to read the scripture passage as a family. And then my younger daughter will do her work and my older son will do his work. And we'll just be able to have a really good start to our day. In addition to that, I purchased this. This is Wisdom Kids. This is 40 40 character building lessons. Last year, I had a character building curriculum that I got on the internet that was free, but about 2 or 3 weeks into it, they did an overhaul on their online platform, and it was just a lot more bulky and cumbersome, and there were more features that they wanted you to pay for. So we ended up kind of stopping only after probably 2 or 3 character qualities. So anyway, this is just a 40-week lesson book, and I'm really excited to dive into this. So we will read our scripture passage, and then we'll do this together as a family and just talk about it. And they have like little activity pages that we can do. So I'll make sure and do a look in the book for this because I'm really excited about it. It's a very inexpensive resource. I got mine on Amazon. And one more little addition to that, I got this book last year. It's Indescribable, 100 Devotions About God and Science. I got this last year to correlate with our science curriculum, which if you watched our video, then you know our science was like an epic failure. So I don't even think we even cracked this book open. We might have read like one, let's be generous and say 2. So anyway, I am planning to throw this in as well. So that's 3 books that we're going to do every morning as a part of our circle time and just to kind of go through it. So that's what we're doing. I want to throw this additional resource at you just in case you're looking for something. I personally will not be using it, but I do have one. I won it as a whatever, they were doing like a giveaway and I won it and I really am excited about it, but I think my student's just a tad too young. So this is called the Book of Mormon Study Guide for Kids and Youth, and it's created by the Red-Headed Hostess. So make sure you go over to her website. You can grab one of these and it just goes through the whole Book of Mormon. And it has just like little activities that you can do, just like 1-pagers that are great for devotionals. So if you want to kind of have a resource this year, so in 2020, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is using the Book of Mormon as our source of study for the year. So this would be a good thing to start in September. You can, we'll probably be in Alma by then, I'm guessing. Anyway, so then you can just kind of throw this in here and then you can do the first half either in 2021, or you can move on to, I'm assuming we'll be doing church history maybe, or the Old Testament. I'm not exactly sure. So that's going to be that'll kind of be our full Bible curriculum. And again, I'm hoping to do it every single day, if not 3 times a week is like the least amount, just so we can get through. Oh, and for the wisdom kids, I'm going to do 1 a week. So we may only read this, we might read this twice and I'll read it once and then maybe I'll come up with some kind of side activity that we can do if I'm feeling really motivated. So, at the beginning of the year, I always am, right? Okay, so that's Bible. Number 2 is our math curriculum. So my 3rd grader is going to be doing his Horizons again. You guys, obviously I'm not really good at external lighting because, I don't know what to tell you. That's what it is, but it's a gloomy day today, so it's helping a little bit. Okay, so we have the Horizons level 3, and we've got book 1 and book 2. I'm going to do a look in the book for this like I did last year and kind of walk through at what lessons you're going to be getting new information. I do know that we start division and we continue on with multiplication. I have heard that Horizons is a little more accelerated than other programs. So if you are new to the homeschooling world, you'll want to make sure you take those placement quizzes or those placement tests just to make sure you're putting your student in the right level. Sometimes if you're new to homeschooling, the level doesn't always correlate with the grade. So you just want to make sure that you can make that easy transition. But I love Horizons. We've been using Horizons since kindergarten. So I do not have the teacher's manual. I only purchased the workbooks, which is the same as all of the years. So I assume there's probably going to be a year where I'm going to have to purchase the teacher's manual or get some distance learning involved, because when it comes to math, it can be a little bit tricky to teach if you don't know how to do that. So, all right, let's talk about English. We have a lot to do. Okay, so last year, our English curriculum was done distance learning style with BJU Press. It was so great, and it really caught us up. So this year, I'm going to take a break from the distance learning, and we're going to teach it on our own. So there's a couple of subcategories to English, so I'll touch on each of those. So number 1 is spelling. We haven't really had a successful spelling program to date. So I'm starting back at the beginning, and I did a ton of YouTube research. So a shout out to all of the homeschooling YouTube mamas that have helped me out. And I did a bunch of research on spelling programs, and I finally settled on All About Spelling level 1 for my 3rd grader. Yeah, I'm doing it. We're going all the way back because I have noticed in his handwriting, or just in his writing in general, there's a lot of rules that we missed because we had a really rocky English curriculum, our kindergarten and our 1st grade year. So we're going back to level 1. Now I assume that we're going to go through this quickly. So I have level 1 purchased. I will probably get level 2 in the not too distant future to get started with that. So I have this, and as a spoiler alert, I'm also going to be doing level 1 with my kindergarten / 1st grader. So here's like a little tip for you. This is what is this called? This is the teacher's manual. Here's all of the extras. They have all of these letters and words that are, you put little magnets on the back. They have an app for this now, so you can use an app if you want. I'm probably gonna start just using the tiles because we have, I don't know, my kids and screens turns into a crazy mess. So we're gonna have that. We have little stickers here for tracking. And then it also comes with a student packet. These are all of like the flashcards and words and stuff that you're going to be working with, along with a tracker on the back. Now, because I'm doing this with 2 of my students, I purchased 2 of them, but in retrospect, I don't think you need to. In theory, you could have 2 so that you can track each of like the progress of each student and have this person's cards and like where they are versus student B's cards and where they are, but you can also probably get by with 1. I did end up purchasing 2 and I'm trying to return it, but something about going to the post office is just, I can't be bothered with that. I have it in the package, but I need to get stamps and my heck. So anyway, so that's what we're gonna do for spelling, is get started with level 1, all about spelling, and then we'll move on to level 2, all about spelling. And if we finish both of those levels before the school year is over, then I have plans to go to Spell UC. So, but we haven't, I mean, let's just get that far first. So that's the first part of it. And then the next part is reading. So let me talk about reading really quick. I didn't organize this box before we got started. So this is an Evan Moore resource. It's Daily Reading Comprehension. This is the student practice book. This is the, I don't know, full book for teachers, I guess. And I didn't realize I had this one, and then I bought this one, so now I have them both. But I did notice this one has some teacher lesson ideas, like how to introduce the work page. If you want to have a little bit more like explanation going on, here's an example. So this is week 14, and then it has the 5 days here. But it's just reading comprehension. I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't say that. You can choose what you want to do, but this is the student book. It just has the passage that the student reads and then a couple of questions on the bottom. So we will have one of these every day. We have 4-day school weeks, but he'll do one Monday through Thursday, and that'll give us additional practice in our reading comprehension. We also are going to do grammar this year. So I went with Fix It Grammar. This is the Nose Tree student book, and then I also got the teacher's manual. In looking through the teacher's manual, I considered returning this because I wasn't sure how much I'm going to use it as the year goes on. And it's, I don't know, between 15 and 20 bucks. I can't remember exactly how much it cost, but I think that you could, like if you're tight on money, but you're looking for a good grammar resource, they start with 3rd grade. So if you have a 3rd grader or up, then they start there. And you could probably get by with just the student book. Make sure you check that resource when I film that video. I'll show you kind of more of a look in the book. But essentially what your student is doing is that this is the Nose Tree story. So every day your student is going to be writing or copying the story. And then there's one vocabulary word each day that they learn. So like, for example, in this one, it's cease. When will it cease? So you have to define the word cease. It also has, what are they called? Homophones or something like that. When it's spelled differently, but it means the same thing, whatever that word is. Anyway, so they have those, and then they have, homophones. End mark, so punctuation, and then parts of speech are also covered. So anyway, that's this one. So we'll do one of those every day. And then he's also going to have some independent reading, which he'll do in addition to his reading comprehension. And what I did for him this year is we went on to confessionsofahomeschoolers.com into her store, and she has literature units for lap books. And I just went through, she's got a whole bunch of them there. Thank you, Erica, for your work in that. So I let him pick which ones he wanted and made sure that I could purchase the book on Amazon. There was one that he wanted that I couldn't buy the book on Amazon, so we ended up going with his next choice. But I chose 2, so one in the first semester and one in the second semester. He's going to do Swiss Family Robinson, and then Peter Pan was his other choice. And these are independent reads. He is in 3rd grade, and I really want him to be more independent. He's a very good reader. He just hasn't like found his niche. So we are going to do these and the LEP books that coordinate with them from Erica. So we've done tons of LEP books in our schoolroom. I love LEP books, but up until now, I don't think that we've been old enough for them because they've always turned into my LEP books. So the benefit is that my son knows what a LEP book looks like and how to put it together, but this year he'll be old enough to actually do it himself as a literature study unit. It has like timelines and it has prediction pages and it has book report pages, like the whole gamut is there. So check that out because it's good. Okay, so the last little, two more things. This is very exciting. I'm really excited. This just came today, so I could film this video. So we have two, what are they called? All extra classes? Anyway, whatever. These are science and history. So I went with BJU Press for science and history, and I went with distance learning. Now, we've done history just in the classroom before with BJU Press, and this year I decided to purchase it because because we did it last year in English, I just used that budget and transferred it into science and history. And up through third grade, so kindergarten, first, second, and third grade, science and history is a half-year course, so you get each of them for half the price. If you get them both, then it's 2 classes for the price of like your English class from last year. So it is expensive, but for me, it was really worth it because I'm going to be able to focus that time where my son is doing his distance learning onto my other children and their schooling needs. So anyway, I'll just show you really quick. So this is the third grade. It comes with the student book, and this is an activity manual. It also comes with tests, and it has just some like extra handouts, I think. And then this is the Heritage Studies one. Again, I've taught Heritage Studies 1 and 2. Do they have a kindergarten one? I don't know. But anyway, I did teach 1 and 2 to my kiddo and loved it. History is my jam. I taught world history in public school for 7 years, so I love history. I hope I don't regret passing this subject over to a distance learning curriculum. But anyway, so here is this one, and again, it comes with the student. This is like the student textbook, and then it has an activity manual. It has tests. And then it also has, this is the science. There's some handout pages for that one. And then there's also some handout pages for the history. So anyway, I'm really excited to use these because, like I said, it's going to free up my time while he's being taught from a distance learning. Then I'm going to be able to kind of focus my time on my daughter and her history lesson and her science lesson, whatever it is my kiddo's doing. Now, if you don't know, like I mentioned, BJU Press, the science is it's a half year. So how you plan it is that for the first semester, you do one subject, either science or history, and then the second half of the year, you throw in and you do the other subject. So you don't do both history and science simultaneously. I mean, I guess you could and then just be done in 6 months. Well, I guess it's like 4 months. But anyway, they're intended to be done one at a time over the span of the full 8 months of your school year. So, okay, so that wraps up all of the majors in school. It seems like a lot, but I have grandiose plans of how I'm going to organize it all so it goes smoothly every day. And then the last thing that I wanted to throw in is our looping schedule. Now, I started looping about the middle of last school year. Check out that video. I have it. I'll link it here so that you can see what looping is if you're new to the homeschooling world. But I have several books here that I'm going to be looping with my students, and it'll make sure that we touch on some fun things too. So, I had like a little list here somewhere, but I don't know what I did with it. So anyway, I'll just kind of do it from memory. So this is one of the things that we have. It's the Aesop Fables. This is from Evan Moore, and they're these little like pocket books. We only did one of these last year, thanks to the Rona. And so I'm going to pick it up again and do it. Now this is for grades 2 to 3, so I think we're still okay. But I do also include my younger students with it, and we just talk about the fable, and that's fun. So we'll kind of rotate that in. Another resource that I'm gonna be doing with my third grader is how to write a story. This is an Evan Moore resource as well. We will not do it every day. We may not even do it every week, but we will loop it into our curriculum and practice these story writing prompts. And then I also have this one is teach art to your children. We started this last year and we got about maybe less than half, so a third of the way through or something. So we did the lines and the shapes. So this time we're gonna pick up on the color, which is chapter 3. So anyway, this is just a fun, it has lots of really easy art projects that you can do to teach the basics of art to your students. And then I'm also gonna be rotating in like a read aloud story, of which I haven't picked the ones that I want this year, but we'll do a read aloud, and then like PE will be one of our days that we rotate in with looping. So anyway, that's it, guys. That is our curriculum for our third grade year. I'm super duper excited to kind of like lay it all out and figure out how we're gonna be ready, because as I have mentioned in previous videos, the more that I plan before the school year starts, the far more successful the school year is, because waiting until Christmas break with this mentality of like, oh, I'll just like finish planning it over the Christmas break is just not realistic in my world. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you give me a like or a thumbs up if you found something valuable. Check the description box below. All of the links for these resources are going to be there, which is a bit of a task to do. So I hope that you find it valuable and you can look down there and get a quick grab for anything. If I have forgotten a link, I apologize, but I'm gonna try to get all those links down there for you so you can link to whatever it is that you wanna look more into. And then also check my channel, because I'll be doing some look in the books for each of these resources that may be unique here on YouTube or anything like that, so you can get my take on what they look like inside. So subscribe to my channel. Make sure you follow along in our homeschool life. We will be doing that series again starting in September when we start our new school year. So, well, actually we start in July, so it might be August when you start seeing those pop up. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, and we'll catch you in one of my other videos. Bye.